new thingamajigger, huh?
Hi!
We're totally prepared. Can
We
you
are
tell?
not even remotely prepared today. Sorry, guys. We're getting our stuff together. It has been a day.
That's what happens when we say we're going to do this at 9 o'clock in the morning.
Look at nothing.
So
Oh,
her
well.
mouse is not
My
working.
mouse stopped working.
So you're going to get a zoomed in look of her face every now and
yeah.
then when she pushes a button.
When I completely bail on the screen.
Wow.
Okay.
Hi.
Right?
Hi. How's
Hi.
everybody? So we're going to guess that most of you that are maybe watching, where's that at? I don't even know who's watching.
Sorry, guys.
Oh,
Camera's over there.
Yep, camera's over there. So we've got like 17 of you. Hopefully, maybe not. Maybe some of you are here to see if you want to get a Bella Box, which is certainly a great plan. For those of you who already have it, Sarah sewed her piece. It's still in the hoop, but Sarah sewed her piece just to make sure that we knew, anything. It's right there. I grabbed it.
I was going to say, I thought I took it out of the hoop. That's the scary thing.
You didn't even take it out of the machine.
I went to do that. Wow.
It's been a great day. Right? I sold a machine today.
Yeah, as soon as we scheduled this to go this morning,
we were like, "Oh, it's Wednesday. It'll be fine."
It'll be fine.
It's been a day.
Yeah, it's been crazy.
So, she's got hers, and so we've got my box. We're gonna sew mine.
Yes.
Here live with all of you guys, so you can see.
Is the sound? Can everybody hear us?
I don't know.
Hi, Karen. I'm sorry. No one else has complained yet.
What did we write?
She said, "Hi, is the sound off?" I think you
Actually,
guys can.
That doesn't say off. That says something completely different.
It says, "Hi, is the sound N?"
So not really sure, but I can hear you,
hear
Mom.
you.
Thanks, Mom.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
So Karen, unmute yours. Turn your volume up.
Yes.
Whatever it is that you need. So Bella Box. This was all about home decor and some fun stuff this time. So we are, in my opinion, going to save the best for last.
We are.
So my favorite design, we're not going to do for 2 weeks and 2 days.
Yes.
3 days. 2 weeks and 3 days.
Yes.
So
a week from Saturday.
but I like them all. So we had a hard time figuring out which one we were going to start with and which one was going to go when.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not really in any order whatsoever as to what we like the best or not. The only thing is we saved the best for last. So
absolutely.
What we are doing today, do you have your instructions that show it?
I do.
So like I said, not only did she not take it out of the hoop, she
it's not a very flattering picture of what we're going to do, is it? I'm going to pop it open here.
We are going to make a bread basket.
I saw a picture.
Ooh, that's nice.
It is nice, right? So it's
nice fabric. Right. So that little guy right there, super cute. If you have done KimberBell's Kitchen, there is something similar.
We have the quilted baskets CD.
Oh,
right
yes. And then these are the other items that are similar. So quilted baskets actually come in 2 different types. So you have either the square, or you have the option of ribbons and a hexagon. I count sides.
Yes.
Wasn't really sure. So hexagons or squares. And you can see that those are some other options. They are super cute. My mom made me one. It's in my bathroom. It's got all my little chapsticks and stuff so that they don't roll off the counter. You can use them for lots of different things, but jewelry is actually, they've got some small ones and some larger ones. So this little guy is what Sarah took you all day.
It took me all day. We're going to do it much quicker,
The
though.
phone rang really a lot.
It did.
So she got interrupted quite often. So you have everything that you need.
Yes.
To do this. All you need is an embroidery machine.
Except for Sandy.
And some thread.
Sandy, I'm sorry. I didn't get a chance to get any KimberBell phone number for you. I hope you maybe got in contact with her. Sandy Putman said
I don't have.
She didn't have her little kit. The kit is not real substantial. It would certainly
It doesn't look substantial.
No, it's this. So
it's all in a little bag.
It's in a little bag.
But we'll certainly find a number and get you taken care of.
If you haven't already handled that, we'll send an email on your behalf.
So can you make them out of marine vinyl? I would not think so. Actually, I don't recommend that.
I think it would crack.
I do as well. I don't think that. So you have to. I don't know if y'all can see. There's the rectangle stitch lines. Those are actually like the fold lines. So you have to be able to shape and easily shape and have it move. I think that you would end up with
some substantial
creases that would not necessarily look nice later. But you certainly could play. Is there something?
Your mask is flipping off.
I'm flipping people off evidently with my mask.
Oh, that's the dirt. That's better. I got your back.
All right, so let's see if we do this.
Oh, she says she's fine. Okay. Oh, awesome. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm sorry. Does that mean we don't need to call? You found it, or
I think
or
so.
you still need a number?
She's good.
Just let us know at some point. So yeah, you can certainly swap out how this looks. Mine is purple because I have a purple bathroom. The little one that my mom made me. It's so cute. Thank you, Mom. And so you really can change the look. They can go with anything. They're also great for cookies. So if you have just a little, maybe some homemade Christmas cookies. In case y'all forgot, we do like gifts here. We love cookie. No, I'm just kidding.
It's okay if you make something handmade for us.
We are totally fine with that. So they do work actually really well. So when you have that size, it's actually like really good cookie size.
You get 3 sizes in the files.
But there is the one that you're supposed to do for the kit itself.
But it is the
fabric
small one.
sizes and everything that you have.
It's in your 5x7 hoop size this morning.
So if you like this, you can certainly repeat with the same files that you have with different fabrics. Or there is, again, it's called quilted baskets. And obviously we have it in stock. So you guys could pick something up if you wanted to make a little bit more. Okay.
Right? We're talking about
all right. So to get started, you're going to need a 5x7 hoop. Of course, you certainly could use a larger one if for whatever reason you don't have a 5x7, but the provided stabilizer won't fit. So you would have to come up with your own. So this stabilizer is a water soluble, so it is going to completely disappear when we are all done. If you spill whatever it is you're drinking, it will dissolve as well. Don't recommend that. Though I'm really jealous that she has Mountain Dew left and I don't.
Also, don't lick your fingers and manhandle them.
Or sneeze. I have actually had someone sneeze in class and it blew holes right through their stabilizer.
It must have been a really substantial
It was well, they were not a duck and cover person. You know, none of this. It was black. One of those.
So we should change our bobbin too. It'll make it easier.
Yes, I didn't do that part. I thought I was doing really good. I got it threaded.
Right.
All right.
I used a lot of bobbin thread. We might not have enough.
Well, we'll wing it.
We might have to wing it.
We wing things around here on a. Oh, that's not very much.
No. Should we wind a bobbin really quick?
Maybe. So you want me to ramble for a little longer?
Yes. Let's find a bobbin.
All right. So let's talk about the kit. And I believe there's a box.
Is this good enough?
I say that's totally good enough.
Yep. Look at that.
Look at that.
It's the magic of
Did you
camera.
see how fast that? Just like got about it. All right. So you do want to have your bobbin thread match your top thread. So as we kind of put in our very fast put together email, you want your bobbin wound prior to starting to sew with whatever you're using on top. So you actually have some options there. You've got the red and the white that we did, and I'm going to zoom in, cover up my face because that's so much easier. And so you can see that we have red going one direction, and then we have the white. You certainly could add in another color if you wanted to do so. You would want to match your bobbin to however many spools of thread you've decided to use. So, so it will look balanced on both sides. All right, so we now have.
You didn't even lose your bobbin cover. I'm impressed. I did.
She's like, do you know where my bobbin cover is?
I'm like, I haven't left this spot.
So, yep, it was right in front of her face.
Well, it wasn't in front of my face. I would have found it then.
It was in front of your face. It just was in
down
a lip.
below.
It was still right in front of you.
Yes, in front of me, but not in front of my face.
It's in front of your face. This is in front of your face.
It was hysterical. Okay,
right. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the machine.
Your instructions to follow along. If anybody is stitching along, we hooped our water soluble stabilizer.
That is all that's in the hoop. So you're not adding any fabric, any foam, nothing to start with. So just like the instructions actually say, we're following them. All we're going to put in there is water soluble. There are many different types. So you got a little sampling.
Sounds like we're getting machines.
Uh-huh.
Come and buy some machines. It sounds like we might be getting some.
There may be some available on the sidewalk here any minute.
So we have
Okay.
our instructions.
Instructions are important because, you know, even when we've done things multiple times, I never talked to Barb about that.
Oh, shoot.
I told her what it was.
Barb.
I'm going to have to show that
Yeah.
on something.
Yeah, the stocking.
Because I can't imagine that we're the only people that have had that problem.
No.
So we'll talk total another project. Sorry, guys.
All right.
All right. So other things that are in your kit, you have a cute little picture that says what is included on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
You have your ties. These are going to be, when you're all done, you've taken it out of the hoop, you've rinsed away. So you don't actually need to open those. Just leave them in their little container. We've got some foam. So this is some foam.
Yeah.
I don't know what.
They call it flex foam, but it is hold up our two foams.
Yep. So flexi foam is what they have it called. We've got a couple different things here that are basically the exact same thing. So it's just a matter of.
Sorry, guys. Oh, somebody got it.
we totally left Tony holding the bag.
We did. Be kind if you're gonna
Be kind,
call.
yes, because Tony's trying to take care of everything while we're over here
schluffing
having some fun. So Fab Foam. This is a really nice product. I've used it many times. It is by Floriani, which is also R&K, not. Nope. Yep.
Yeah.
Not RTI. Isn't that terrible? I say it right, and I think I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So previous life had a company called RTI that I dealt with on a regular basis, and every time I see some of this, I tend to call it the wrong thing.
She frequently says she's ordering from RTI.
I do.
I just know that
And she's just like, I know what you mean now, so I'm just going to let it go. But
it's all good.
Hayden was confused for a little while. So this
us.
stuff here, this package, it does come in different sizes, but this package is a 15-inch by 30. It's Floriani, so you would get your discount if you purchased a machine from us. It's $12.99 for this package. Discount came to $10.39, I think, something like that. And the other, everything's better if you put your tongue out.
It is.
Yes, totally. Okay, so the other that we have here in stock is called
Soft and Stable.
This is a little bit thinner, so it's actually a little bit easier to work with, but it still does everything. Size is a little bit bigger. This one is an 18 by 58, and it's only $11.95. This is not a discountable product, but it's already a little bit less expensive to start with, so
Yep.
It's a nice, great value. Keep talking. I'm going to
And
check
that does come in black and white. I personally use the black one most of the time. Even when I'm doing light fabrics, it doesn't show through my fabrics. But just because it is just a tad bit thinner, and when you're working with a bag and you've got multiple layers, sometimes that does make a difference. But in this instance, it wouldn't matter. So you could use whatever you had at home or whatever we have here. So Carolyn, Lisa, Karen, hi guys. Thanks for showing. We're super excited we're having this. So if you just joined us, we are getting ready to start the Bell Box Project 1 for us, which is the quilted basket.
Quilted basket.
You can't tell that from this, but your instructions look like this.
Thank you so much.
And so we've got our stabilizer hooped.
Stabilizer is hooped. So we've showed you the foam and the ties. The other two pieces, like she said, it's not a crazy kit. You have two pieces of fabrics. So you've got this beautiful linen,
which is the top,
which is your top,
and
velveteen, which is
a new product. They said
a new product. So they're zippered bags, which we haven't done. So they have blanks, which we need to talk about that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Write that down. And so basically, you're going to end with, the double-sided guy there. So we're going to start with the linen and move on then to the velveteen for this project. So without further ado, we're going to swap screens here.
I think I'm just going to do this one. I think that would be okay, because then they can kind of see us in the picture. I might have to get a little closer to you.
Ew. All right. So you can
Hi.
see, I know, right? All right. So you guys can see on the side, that is just basically the second camera pointing at the machine. So this is the luminaire. I don't know if we said that or not. I don't think so. So it actually sews fairly quiet, which is really nice. So we are going to go ahead and get started. the first stitch is just going to show us where to place our foam. So all set, ready to go. We have the red thread and the red bobbin thread in there. So nice and easy to see. Cutting foam is sometimes, if you have like a thread that you can't see really clear, not necessarily the easiest thing in the world to do. So very nice having that darker color so we can see nice and easy. So are you going to trim? I can trim. It doesn't really matter, but I might not trim on camera.
I
have the space over here. I grabbed.
Did you grab paper tape too? I had some tape. Be right back.
She ditched me already.
I did. It's magic. I came from the other side.
And there's movie magic's happening again. Bobbins magically appear. All right. So because it is easier to
Can you get in?
Okay.
Okay.
I really do stick my tongue out a lot.
Do you need me to take you
Slightly
off camera?
more conscious of that. So basically, we are going to completely cover. See that? So completely cover those stitches. We don't want to be able to see any of that red. We're going to
Maybe put it
completely
on
cover.
this camera.
So we want it to look like yay. We don't want it to
No
look
red
like
to be
yay.
showing.
No red to be seen. All right. So let me tape that in place. Maybe my hand is a tingling.
So they recommend that you tape all 4 sides.
I recommend that you tape all 4 corners.
It's funny. Some places they do recommend your corners, and some places they do
So
recommend
the
your
bottom
sides.
of the hoop is certainly more important
Yep.
to do cornering than the top of the hoop because you have the issue of folding underneath. But I just find if I do it the same way all the time that I'm better. And I don't screw that up because yes, I do actually screw things up occasionally. But I screw it up so you guys don't have to.
Mm-hmm.
See,
Hopefully we don't screw it up 2 times in a row. That's when you know it's bad.
That's when you know it's not a good pattern. Lisa and Sarah can't do it. I'm not going to do it, right?
Right.
All right.
So what Lisa is doing is she is taping down the foam because the next thing that we're going to stitch out is going to be like a tack down stitch. So it's going to stitch the
It is going to stitch right on top of what we just did. So I'm not sure if you guys are noticing, I am holding where I'm putting my frame in. That is the quote unquote proper way to do that. So we do occasionally get a, it pushed and it moved and then it's no longer centered. So that is how you keep it from doing that. It's not, it didn't turn green. We don't have it turned on here yet.
Oh, we should do that.
We need to totally activate that. Hang on. Sidebar. There we go. Okay. Because I was like,
why are you doing that?
So we're whispering over here that the Luminaire has this wonderful feature that it can auto put down the foot for you. So you don't have to hit the lower the foot and then the start button. And she's like, why didn't you just hit the start button? I'm like, we didn't turn that on yet. The button was red. It wasn't green. So we did. So it's doing its thing and it's making its rounds. You guys can see that it's doing that. So this portion is actually, hi Marsha. Hi Chris. Oh, hi Janice. I missed Janice.
Chris is from Toledo. We have a lot of Toledo ladies that come and join us.
We do. We have people that drive hours to come see us. That's how wonderful our customers are. They come from far, far away.
I thought you were going to say that's how wonderful we are.
That might have been what popped in my head at first, but that wasn't actually what I was getting at. So,
but we did get some phone calls today, and people told us that we were their favorite. So
we did.
Thank
you for that. Because
it's always nice to be told.
It's never hard to hear things like that.
It's much better than somebody saying, "I'm mad at you because I'm so sorry." Yeah, there's been a lot of "I'm mad at yous" lately because there's so much stuff that's been out of our control, like stock wise.
Yeah. We can't control when it shows up.
No,
so,
we feel terrible.
Yeah, we wish we could wave that magic wand
Right?
and have it magically appear, but it doesn't really work. So now what we need to do is remove the excess around the outside there. So I need to then trim all the way around. Oops, I can't do that on camera. All the way around on that red line.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to come over here, which means I'm going to disappear for a second.
All right.
So
I'll talk.
Make
Woo!
nice.
So let's show some of our other cool stuff that we have and the water soluble stabilizer. So funny story, you might not know this, but we have our own stabilizer. Look at this. I gotta find the camera. Look at this. Woo, Laboo, sew and wash. We're so super duper excited about this. But this is a wash away. There are a ton of wash aways that are available. You might have a bunch of stuff in your stash of stuff. I will definitely be interested in hearing what everybody thinks about the KimberBell stabilizers. We have been discussing bringing some of them in. This is our first venture into seeing the KimberBell stabilizers as well. So
you know what I saw in a shipper?
What's that?
No, snap bands.
Oh, snap bands.
No, you know what? It was on an invoice for another shipper and it said big fat zero next to it. So they haven't released them yet. I was so excited when I saw it though. Sorry.
There's KimberBell has bands that are coming out that you can put around your rolls of stabilizer to hold it together, kind of like those slap bracelets that we used to have.
Exactly what they are.
And they say, cut away, sew away, cut away, wash away.
Wow. How does that
tear away,
work?
sew away? It should be like a soap. If you rub this, it'll sew it away.
Oh my God.
So
really,
anyway,
all that's in her cup is Mountain Dew.
Anyways, wash away stabilizer, but we would definitely be interested to hear your
opinion,
take on the stabilizers as you're working through
halfway there
the stuff. She's frantically cutting away the scallops. I like saying scallops.
Scallop.
But there are eyelet holes in this, and we have this really great punch tool as well. I had every intention of actually having my basket done before this video started. It's just not how the day went. So I do apologize, but this works really great for the little eyelets punching through. There's a bunch of different sizes. It's called the Perfect Punch, hole punch tool. But we have these in stock. They are $19.99. And then
I can tell you that we've had customers tell us how fantastically wonderful that tool is.
Yeah, everybody who has it, if you've made any freestanding lace designs or again baskets, things that have eyelets and stuff like that you're cutting through, it's really really nice.
OESD tool, right?
It is an OESD,
and they have all of those holes that need to be done on their lace.
Yeah, so it does make it super nice. And then because everybody likes really pretty hardware gadget tools, so these are 5-inch hemostats. And they work really great for like if you're trying to get something through the hole.
Don't even say it. No.
I don't know why this happens.
This is a PG rated show.
All right, so here's your little hemostats, right?
You make it
so they'll grab
R-rated. It's your fault.
So they'll grab your ribbon.
Do.
I was doing this.
Okay, so there's my beautiful trimming job. All right, so we're gonna put that right there. So what do I do next?
So what you're gonna do next is, I think that I would remember this, right? Turn the page. And before
you're gonna turn the page,
you're going to actually tape your top and your bottom on before you actually put it back on the hoop.
That's why I didn't put it in the machine.
So the velveteen goes
it's already on the hoop, just in case you were curious.
On the machine, yeah. So the velveteen goes on the bottom.
Okay.
And you want that to be pretty side facing down.
You've covered up my.
I did. I covered up your stuff. And then I didn't press mine.
Okay. I'm whispering. Should we press this?
In full disclosure, there is a press line in both of these.
It's the fold line to make it fit in the kit.
It is, and I didn't press either of mine, and I don't think you can tell in the basket.
I don't
once
think that you can
it really starts to quilt down, you won't see that. So if you don't have an iron available, don't worry about it. I just taped it kind of taut. Which you should do anyways, and then taped it down. So what Lisa is doing right now is
very slowly taping.
Right? I should have cut the tape for you. She is taping down the top and the bottom pieces. So step number 7 and step number 8 on your project sheet here tell you to turn the hoop upside down and place the velveteen right side up, completely covering the placement line. Tape all 4 corners, and then flip your hoop right side up and tape the
step 1,
the basket
back
weave kind of looking fabric.
Linen's gonna go right on top.
On top, again, the right side facing up.
So did you actually tape this?
I did.
I probably wouldn't have if this was just me.
Well, and the only reason
It's not a huge piece of fabric though.
it isn't a really big piece of fabric, but I also was walking away. So when you're sitting at your machine, you can be
You
little
can
bit
babysit a little bit more and
more
get away with the not taping.
particular
aspect.
about not babysitting, but I was walking away and helping. I don't remember who I stepped away. Jean kept asking for something this morning. I don't even remember what it was.
How rude, right? I mean, gee.
I mean,
Could you girls work, please?
I told them I'm doing it.
Oh, sorry. So there's the front. I actually just taped the top and the bottom
Okay.
because the fabric goes from side to side. So I would literally not be able to do it onto the stabilizer. So sorry, I'm hitting the camera.
Marcia says, when I lived in Canada, I traveled to see you. Now I'm in Michigan and still coming. Awesome. And Cheryl wants to know if we will hold a punch tool for you. Of course we will.
Of course.
Okay.
So there's one left. Well, maybe. Have you ever actually taken yours out
No,
yet?
I haven't.
No?
No.
Mm.
One of these days I'm going to.
One of these days. So
So-
we now have the back taped down. And on the instructions, it does actually show taping the corners for the
does.
back. So that pink stuff there is your backing. And you'll see that the tape marks are, wrong side.
You can't see my finger. I was like, where is it?
So that is the backing. So again, make sure that you have your corners. What happens if you just tape north, south, east, and west is that fold can happen. So that edge, like from moving on the machine bed top, can actually fold a corner under. And that is just the worst feeling.
It is.
And then you have to take it all out. And then you have stitch holes where they're not supposed to be stitch holes.
And you hope you don't go through your stabilizer or your
that
fabric.
too.
Yeah.
So remember, on the back of the hoop especially, you want to make sure that you're doing the four corners, not north, south, east, west. So we're going to go ahead and tack this down. And that is machine step number 3, if you guys are sewing along. In highlighted on that, so it's actually step 9 on your instruction steps, but the machine step is actually step number 3, so
Yes.
color step number. It is highlighted in yellow. Do not trim fabric at this time. Ooh, don't stick your finger in there either. So fortunately, I have not actually sewn my finger into anything before, but twice I have gotten my fingernail on that needle bar, so it's coming
yes.
really close.
There's just something about that. You're like,
Ooh! It's like, oh no, please not that.
so it goes around 2 times in case you didn't notice that.
So making sure it's nice and secured.
Yep. And if you'll notice, it's kind of starting to puff up a
It's-
little bit because this stitch is a little bigger than
It's
the
going just
on
outside,
the outside.
so it's not carrying let down. Now, you don't necessarily have to actually do this. I am just taking it out so you guys can see, but you certainly don't need to. So the back is nice and even, and you'll notice my corners have kept the parts that I didn't want sewn into the project right out where they're supposed to be. So I apologize. I keep bumping the camera. I hope I'm not making anybody motion sick.
It's not too bad. So the directions tell you to take the tape off of the top, so off of your lining, but leave it on the bottom. And what it's going to do now, this is the first step where it really tells you to change the thread to the desired color and then change the bobbin thread to match the top thread. Since I already knew this was coming up, I decided
We just started that way.
we started that way, and I was going to do red. So it's going to go red, and then we're going to do white, and then we're going to go back to red.
Okay.
So we're going to do the red quilting now. So we'll start it. And if you watched our video yesterday, we talked a little bit about doing the appliques and when to trim the fabric and when not to trim the fabric. This is a perfect example of one of those times where you don't want to trim the fabric too soon, because what you don't want to happen is you don't want it to pull in and then it kind of misses.
And then you have a gap.
Yes.
So when you do that final tack down outside satin stitch, the fabric has pulled in and actually come out of that outside tack down stitch because of the space needed to take up those stitches. It's just so convenient. We talked about that yesterday, and
Right.
voila, here's a
Voila.
perfect example of why. So I almost said yesterday, and then I didn't really want to single out any individual designer, but that is one thing I love about the KimberBell designs. They are always making sure that you're not having that issue. That is in all of their steps. Is don't trim yet. The only problem with that, of course, is then you have to remember to trim at the right time because
It's different.
it's different.
Yeah.
So if you're not really used to it, you get to the end of that and you're like, oh, I didn't trim that, and I
Or-
now have satin stitched over my
Right,
edge, and
edges.
that's a pain in the rumpus to take out, right?
Yes.
So yeah, no
Absolutely.
fun at all. So they're nice and easy. We had the red stitch,
Yep.
and you'll notice that those are going from the left corner down. So that is that angle. So now we're going to switch, and it's going to do basically the exact same thing, but it's going to do that with the
And
white
we're
thread.
going to switch the bobbin,
as
thread
well.
as well.
So if I weren't switching the bobbin, I wouldn't need to take this out, but I have to because nah, it's all right. It's just it's tingly, and not in a good way. All right, let's see if I can do this without the front of me. We'll just say that word hitting. Nope, still hit the camera. Sorry, guys. All right,
The white thread's over there.
it is. You're so smart.
I was only smart enough because it wasn't here. We have that camera in a really good
Ooh.
place, don't we?
It's like, ugh. Getting a workout. All right, so we have white bobbin thread, white top thread. So we're gonna pop this baby back in the hoop, not in the hoop, in the machine. See, I do it too.
It's so easy to
It-
say
it
that,
really
right?
is.
You know what
It's
we
kind
mean.
of like the same thing when you're teaching a class and you say something about popping it out of the hoop, and you go, "Wait,
Yeah.
that's not what I
That's
meant.
not what I meant. Don't pop it
Don't
out of the
do
hoop.
that." All right. All right. Rock and roll.
Mhm.
So I don't know if you guys can see that button just stays green. It's such a
Such
wonderful little thing.
Yeah, it's so awesome.
All right, so now we're doing the exact same thing in the opposite direction. Time to drink. I don't have my fancy cup today, but it is a nice cup. I need to decorate it. What should I put on this one? I don't know.
Lisa's cup, do not touch.
I actually have something around here that says Lisa's do not touch.
Do not leave in the back.
So wrong. All right, so what's after this? What are we going to do?
So after this, it's going to do, well, it's doing the opposite angled diagonal stitching. Then it's going to do the like the fold stitch lines,
Okay.
which are still going to be in white in ours because that's what we chose. And then it's going to do the eyelets. And then after it's stitched the eyelets, we are going to trim the top and the bottom fabric pieces away. And then it's going to do that really pretty satin stitch all the way on the outside. One of the things that it does talk about is that we are going to the next step, which is now the fold lines. So we are now moving on to step number 12, which is step number 6 or color number 6 in your project. And you can see it's just doing those straight lines all the way around. It kind of looks like a hook too. It's kind of doing a little area of where the eyelets are going to be, which I kind of thought was interesting.
They don't stitch through it.
But they don't, yeah. So I mean,
or almost don't stitch through it.
yeah, it kind of makes sense though. After I thought about it, because
When
if
you go
you're
to
gonna
cut them out of the way, you don't want anything in there.
you don't want anything in there. They do recommend that you use a little bit of fray check or fray stop around your
that.
eyelets first before you cut them out. Hi Diana, how are you? Enjoying retired life, I hope. We usually have so much to talk about, and we're like, oh, look at it stitch.
It's so hypnotic, isn't it? I like always intend to get up in the middle. I mean, obviously not for like a 2-second trim
Right.
or stitch, but it's funny how many minutes I have wasted in my life staring at an embroidery hoop while it's being stitched in.
Yep.
Look what it's doing. That's so cool.
So rumor has it that they are coming out with more velveteen. So that's what they say at the beginning of this, is that they're going to have some more colors. So watch for velveteen to make even more baskets coming in 2021.
Cool. So I'm just going to do those eyelet stitches now, which we're doing in white. Again, if you do not want to do white, you certainly could change it to red or whatever it is that you would like, maybe green or whatever. But make sure that you have a matching bobbin.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Like floating sparkly lights. They're very distracting. I'm like, oh, what was that?
There was, when you did that, there was somebody standing by the other door
Oh,
over there.
no,
like,
I'm literally, it's like I have sparkly floaters instead of dark.
What's in your
floaters.
drink today?
Water. It's
Uh-huh.
so exciting.
Isn't that what do they, what's that alcohol that doesn't smell? People always say it's
Oh, I don't know, but I know vodka's clear, so it's like water.
maybe it's clear, but does it have a smell? We don't drink.
I don't know.
So in the movies, you know,
So-
there's always somebody drinking something,
And I think
they're like,
it's
it's
either
water.
gin or vodka,
Yeah.
probably. But funny story, I used to be a bartender, and I know none of these things. That's in a different life. Didn't drink then either, though.
Mm-hmm.
What does this taste like? I don't know. What do you want me to make you?
You're like, there you go. I feel
Get my
I'm
good
like
side.
I may not buy myself here.
That was actually my plan. I decided that this sweater is extremely unflattering, so I don't want to be on camera.
You can put your other sweater over it.
I could. I had them both on earlier. I do not need that anymore.
Does this one zip up or button up?
No,
No,
it
I
used to
can't.
have a little
Put it
hook.
on backwards.
It used to have. There's a hood.
It'd be like the. So
Cover
in the,
my face. That would be my face mask.
in the cat world, everybody wears when they rescue kittens. Everybody wears their hoodies backwards, and they carry their kittens
In the hood.
In the hoodie, yeah.
I wouldn't know about that. I don't. You know, I would get very puffy and sneeze and start crying if I tried that. That sounded weird.
It did. The hoop kind of.
I wonder if my tape stuck to something.
Oh.
Don't mind us.
Yeah.
We're both like this. Lift it up. I don't know.
We're gonna know in a minute.
We will.
3 more eyelets.
Yes. And then there's a long stitch, so we'll have to figure out something. We could play patty cake or something to pass the time.
Oh, so is anybody stitching along with us? Everybody's really, really quiet. Does anybody have any questions so far?
Nice number.
Yeah. We have 3. I know. Maybe more than 50 though.
No. Go find some friends, please. We need to hit 50. So the reason we want to hit 50 is we have some really cool KimberBell swag that we have picked up from events. And good job, Deb. It's awesome. She's stitching along with us.
Awesome.
So if we hit 50, then we will go through everybody that's commented that we know who was there, and we will draw a name, and we'll have.
We got the 40. Everybody's probably going on another
Right? They're like,
if
I'm
you
gonna
had
log
the
in
second
again.
device, we wouldn't know.
Not really.
We can't tell who it is.
Carolyn is trying to. What does that mean, Carolyn?
Oh, are you trying to stitch along with us? Oh, Sue is stitching too.
Sue is stitching too on the same machine we are.
Dee wants us to hold a punch for her. Yes, Dee, we can hold a punch for you. I think you might have the last one, but we can get more.
I can't type and sew at the same time. Understood. Hi, Karen.
I'm here. Is this fun? Do you guys like?
Is this helpful? Is it at least making you look at your Bella box and go, I need to actually do this?
It made us look at ours.
So how many things of the past 2 Bella boxes have you stitched?
1. This
So
one.
of 3 Bella boxes, this is one?
This is my first one. Yeah. I'm collecting.
Me too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it's really not that I don't want to. I am like, it's on my I really want to do list. I just have Christmas presents like crazy.
Maybe we should
And-
do a past Bella Box so long.
We could totally do that
Yeah. I think there's still some left. So
on
Yeah,
some of
maybe.
them. I think something's not available. I don't know that the first
Right.
one is still available, but I
But-
think the last one is still available.
Yeah.
All right. So now we
sh-
need to change.
sure,
So
yes, this needs to come off.
we are going to put our red bobbin and our red thread,
And I'll do that while you're trimming.
and she's going to do that while I trim, because this is the part you don't want to forget. You have to trim both the top and the bottom excess off so that you have a nice pretty edge instead of a oh crap edge.
Yes, because
We don't like oh crap edges
Scallop edges are hard to
fix later.
fix later. Yep. So I'm just going to swap our bobbin here.
I'm just going to put my glasses on.
Yes, it's important to be able to see. I didn't lose my bobbin cover. Feels like a win. That thing is, you would think that with it being a little bit gray, I would be able to find it. Like I wouldn't lose it as much. Not the case. Apparently I'm too busy thinking 7 steps ahead or something.
Sure, we'll go with that.
Yeah, I'm not absent-minded. I'm just really, my brain is just really, really busy.
Like I'm not messy. I'm just really creative.
All right.
It's not turning very well. My tape is sticking to the table. I should have done the back first.
You could always flip it
I'm
around.
almost there now.
Oh, okay. Look at, you're very quick. The scissors make a big difference, don't they?
Having the right tools. So you want to tell them what tool I'm using?
She's using the double
6 inch.
curve 6-inch. Are they called embroidery or just
no,
applique?
I don't even know if they're called
Or
applique.
just double curve?
That's what's the problem.
Oh yeah. So while
My favorite scissors.
yes, Lisa's favorite scissors. After she's done, we'll hold them up on camera. Many of you, if you've been in here and you've taken a class, you probably own them.
Because I told you to buy them.
Yes, and they have been in stock for a little while. They were out of stock for a long time, and then they've been.
Months.
We've gotten them back in stock a couple of times. I ordered a crap ton of them and thought for sure
That
we
would be
wouldn't
enough.
run out, and then we ran right out. It was funny. So
The way it goes, right?
yes, some of you had some questions. So Shirley wants to know: are there other types of fabric you could use for this project? Yes.
Absolutely.
You can use all kinds of different fabrics. You do need to use some sort of foam. I don't think this would work. I don't think it would hold up as well if it was just batting in there, but any
No.
type of like a dense foam would work. And then make sure that the fabric that you're using isn't something that would be creased, because you're going to fold those sides up and they're going to be sitting like this. So if you have, someone asked about vinyl earlier. Vinyl has a tendency to crack and split in the areas where it's stitched and folded. And so in this instance, you would stitch it and fold it. So it would probably look pretty for a little while, but it would definitely show some wear and tear. So maybe not the best choice, but quilter's cotton, flannel would be nice. We're using that velveteen on the bottom of this, which is a little bit fuzzy. So flannel would look nice. All kinds of different things. Let's see. A couple of you said, this is very helpful. Thanks. Awesome. You're stitching along. I'm glad you're doing this. It takes the intimidation. Oh yeah. Isn't that funny about being intimidated about a project? Sometimes you just, the thing is it happens to us. Everybody always just assumes because we do this all the time that we don't ever have like anxiety over about doing it. When I came here and I had come from a different store, the ladies that I had been with had been using the brand of machine for a very, very long time. And they were long time quilters. So, they had been doing it for 20 years prior to when I was started. So anytime I ever had a question about, like, I was struggling with putting something together, I always had someone to go to who seemed to have the right answer. And when I came here, everybody had all kinds of backgrounds, but no one really had a big quilting background. So I was like, oh crap, I don't have anybody to ask anymore. So yeah, it's definitely interesting. Sometimes you just have to go for it and realize, you know, it's kind of, I don't know, sometimes like that's when you realize just how much you really know is when
When
you
there's
know,
no one available
when
to
there's-
ask and you figure it out on your own,
figure
you're
it out
like,
on your own.
check me out.
Yeah.
I know what I'm doing.
If we could pat ourselves on the back, we would.
It hurts. It actually does hurt your arm to try to do that.
It does.
So what I took a couple extra seconds to do is the knots, the tie-offs. You know, sometimes those stick out. And I want to make sure that my edges are nice and clean. So I was cleaning off those, and then any jump end trims that might possibly have gotten in the seam. I was doing that. So there is my front.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
Front,
and back. She's got that all set for us. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that back. Go ahead and start that. And so now we're doing the satin stitch. So again, we've got water soluble stabilizer. So it is going to completely remove. So as long as we have nice, clean, trimmed edges, we're going to have that beautiful edge, and we can just rinse it and it'll magically be ready to use. So these are my favorites. They are a 6-inch double curve. So there's a curve here, and they also curve up on the ends at the very tip. I personally love these. I am not a fan of the duckbill, not because they don't do their job, but because I can't use them properly. It always seems like the bill is on the wrong side for the angle in the direction that I'm going in. And you know, when you're trying to get in a really tight corner, for instance, a scallop edge that has that divot, that duckbill sometimes gets in the way, and it doesn't allow you to get where you need to go. For sure. So I just love these. The duckbills themselves are actually supposed to help you not to cut through fabric that you're not supposed to cut through. So you literally would angle the fabric down so that you're not cutting the good part that you want to stay in the project. So I'm just really careful that I don't do that and I'm not cutting the wrong areas, but I just can't use a duckbill. I can.
Right.
But for things like this especially, you really do want that point. The microchips would also be really good for this because you can get into that area really, really well. So Marcia, if you would like to have this project, you can certainly still order the Bella Box, or if you would like to simply do two hemostats. And my daughter would like to know what to get for her best friend for Christmas. Hemostats!
Everybody needs a good pair.
Everybody needs a good pair.
They work. They're really good in your medicine cabinet. You never know when
you
might
just
need to
never
grab,
know when you're going to need to clamp off that
artery.
artery
grab
that
a
somebody severed with the good scissors, right?
needle
Or the razor blade or the seam cutter, or you should always be prepared. But yeah, so Diane, I did get your message, and we'll get those set aside for you. Totally not things that we're using for this, but are also really pretty stuff that we recently got in from Tula Pink that has that really pretty rainbowy. We did get in the surgical seam ripper, which is basically a razor blade.
Is that what? No,
I got those too, and I got the stiletto.
And the stiletto, yes.
So we got both of those in. The seam rippers were $12.99, and the stilettos were $14.99.
Yeah.
So they're just so pretty. I want to own the whole set, but you know they don't really have a set.
No.
Or I've already started piecemealing, so I can't get a set now.
I don't think.
But I don't think they have a set. So you know, there's lots of really great tools, and that really does come down to successful embroidery. If you have the right tool, you can get it done properly. Trying to use crappy scissors for a project, they have to be really sharp, number one. So dull scissors just don't work. And then, you know, having the correct tip.
We got the 50.
Certainly...
So, all right, our funny question is,
So,
how should we do this?
Well, we can certainly go through all of the comments. So if you haven't already commented, make sure you put a "I want in on the drawing" comment or something, and we will go through and pull all the names of everybody that was here, and we will
next
pull.
Week, Tuesday on our live,
we will tell who won that one.
right.
And we'll start all over again.
Well,
for
next
the
week
next one.
Tuesday we'll do today's. We'll do Friday and Saturday. So we'll have 3 drawings,
Okay.
and then we'll pull the names on our live Tuesday. So make sure you comment. So starting now.
If you've already commented, we'll pull your name, no problem.
Yep,
But if
so-
you haven't, throw your name on there. And if for some reason you're not signed in, so you're on Facebook, but you don't have an account so that you can't comment,
Right.
shoot us an email.
Well,
So-
we can see the YouTube comments here. So
Which should work, but if you're so you can watch something on Facebook, you just can't comment if you don't have an account
yes.
on Facebook.
Oh,
So
yes.
if that is the case, shoot us an email and say, hey, I watched it. This is my notification that I was there.
Yep.
Just so that we know. All right, Carolyn, I will get you a punch tool. I think yours is going to have to go on the order like mine and Sarah's, because I think we've gone through. Is there a problem?
No,
Oh.
I was just looking.
Like, what's the matter?
You know how you get like this funny angle. So, yeah.
Sometimes the lighting makes you really have to wonder. And you're unable to comment. All right, we will put you in the drawing. Gotcha, Diane, no problem. So what should I tell Sam? Sarah says,
Hemostats.
get her
Show her the pretty picture.
hemorrhoids. That's what pops up. I don't think that that's what you should get her. Okay,
No.
hemostat.
Kathy wants to know what we're sewing. Well, Kathy, this is the Bella Box project. So we sent out an email this morning that talked about there are 7 Bella Box projects, but really 6. So 2 of them are houses, and we are going to do a live sew over like the course of 6 days for each project. And
6 days over the next 2 weeks.
6 days over the next 2 weeks.
Not 2.5. but
2.5.
that's okay.
Yeah. Lisa's on vacation next week.
Otherwise,
So
that's why. So
that's why
you have to
everybody
wait
gets-
for me to come back because she's not willing to do this by
a
herself.
break. It's no fun to
It
talk
really
to
isn't.
yourself.
It's kind of awkward, actually.
It is. I'm telling you, those classes where everybody
Everybody
Blacks-
declines the video and then they
declines.
also decline to speak.
right. Sometimes they speak, but it's still kind of weird because I'm all by myself.
So, okay, Mom, we'll add you to the list. Could you place artificial flowers in these and use them as absolutely, why not?
Yeah.
I don't think that you would want a very large stem, so you'd want like loose
Mhm.
flowers.
Yeah, like potpourri or.
And so, Jerry, I totally think that you need to call and buy your own embroidery machine because then you could make 3D flowers
Yeah.
to put in there, and
Yeah,
that would be really
I'll
cool.
send you an embroidery machine, and then you
Merry
can embroider
Christmas,
for
Dad!
all you can embroider for all the ladies in your trailer park. They
You would
love
be,
you.
oh wow, would that
Yeah.
would you step above all the
Right,
other
I know
guys?
his neighbor's a sewer and a quilter, so she would probably sew along with you. A couple comments up before everybody started talking about the drawing. Someone asked if these are washable. So yes, but not this one. So
The velveteen makes it kind of.
yeah, KimberBell has a like a disclaimer on here that
Yep.
says, "Do not soak the entire project. If soaked, the velveteen will stiffen." So if you wanted to actually give these away as like gifts with treats in them, then I would definitely use like regular quilting cotton because that would
Yeah,
be
so the ones that I have made so far have been with standard quilting cotton on both sides, no
Yep.
linen or velveteen, and they are certainly very, very pretty. You don't have to worry about the pulling of the stitches because you don't trim them until the end, so
Mhm.
the cotton works just fine. I have also used, instead of the batting, I wanted it to have a stiffer shape,
Mhm.
so it was more basket-like, if you will, instead of fluffy.
Mhm.
I used the Shape Flex by Baby Lac, which is also called Stitch and Shape from Floriani
Or Peltex.
or Peltex.
Yes.
So you certainly can play, those are stitched through type things that you can
Yeah.
use that will give shape. So
yeah, and
I
if
have played with
you're
things.
using one of those punches, getting through those stiffer things would be
a little different.
great.
Just a little bit.
Oh, Sandy said she was able to find the number for KimberBell and they're going to send it. That's super awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It was on my list to do.
So Sam, I sent my daughter, who's my oldest, she's in grad school out in Arizona. And so she wants to know what to get Michaela for Christmas. So I told her that Sarah said to get a hemostat, LOL, and then sent a picture. And she's like, nah, haha. try as I might, I can't get her to just fall in love with this hobby.
No, maybe
she
she will
likes
later.
the things that I make, and she thinks it's really cool, but I don't know that she has any real interest in doing it herself.
So Janet said she wanted to stitch, but there are no designs on my disc. So I'm going to ask what might be a really silly question. When you put this CD in your computer, there are 3 file folders, and if you just copy and paste those file folders onto a USB stick, you should be good. But I think a lot of people try to open the files, so I'm not going to assume that you're doing this. This is just like a general reminder that unless you actually have embroidery software, your computer will not be able to read these files. It will not read any of the files at all.
This is the punch, Miss Kathy.
So
Janet, bottom line, if you bring us your CD, if you really don't have those, we have the files. We just need to see that you have this physical CD for us to be able to do that.
Right.
We can't give them to you or email them to you. They don't do the whole digital
Right.
Sending of stuff. So if you bring us your CD, if you're having an issue, we'll more than happy to take care of you.
Yep.
If that's the actual case. So I hope that helps. So the white box are the individual tips, so you can have different size holes on there, and you just attach that to the bottom of this guy over here, and that is your perfect punch. So you can literally get those in whatever size that you're really looking for. Sometimes I don't have an actual end that is it's not big enough for me.
Right.
So sometimes you need that. So I do it more than once. How about that?
Oh, that's fantastic.
Still PG rated.
I wonder if Cindy is watching with her speakers on at work.
Sorry. But seriously, if you have something at home that you are going to attempt to use and your tip is not the size that you need, you can actually punch more than once and create a larger hole in the process. So if that is what needs to happen, you certainly can make that work.
It's basically $20, Kathy, $19.99.
Yep. And I believe me and you and 2 more, my mom and Carolyn, we're up to 4 that we need to order.
Okay.
So
We should have a notepad when we do this.
why would we need that?
I know, right?
You can't remember these
Can
things?
Can we show the Tula Pink Stiletto? Do you feel like getting it?
I can go. I'll go grab them. Give me a sec. I'll grab the seam ripper thing.
Okay.
You know the thingamajigger.
The thingamajigger, whatchamabobber. We do have the new KimberBell Blooms and Butterflies CD here. Friday's class is the pouch, the blanks. So we'll be showing that in Friday's class, but we do have that here. I believe it's $29.95, as well as a bunch of the new zippered blanks, which is, if you have the KimberBell box, that zippered pouch is one of the blanks.
Blooms and yes, we do. Did you answer that?
I did.
Okay.
That's what I was just asked. I was just
I
saying.
can actually read these here much easier
Than
than
over there. There's
So-
some advantage to this. Okay, I'm gonna while you do that, I'll pull this out. Thank you.
All right. So this is the you can see maybe or not. There is the 6-inch stiletto. So it looks like this, which is really not very exciting. I'm sorry. That's my mother-in-law. We'll just call her back. Sorry about that. All right. So how these work is you actually unscrew. Whoop, whoop. All right. So, and there is my little guy. So then I screw it back in.
Hold it up against maybe is it easier? There, they can kind of see the tip.
So I'm screwing. The top has basically the threads on both ends. So you unscrew it, which you store it not pointy out. All right. And then here, let me. Is that better?
Yep, that's perfect.
All right. So it's the pretty rainbow metal. And that is a really nice stiletto. So why do they need a stiletto? We certainly, you certainly could use this improperly and take care of whoever you're angry at.
If
But
you have coworkers you don't like, you could poke them with sharp needles.
I think this right in the eardrum might actually kill somebody.
I think so too. It's that
Yeah,
sharp.
it is literally that. Don't do that. Okay.
That was not
That was not a suggestion.
suggestion. We'll be on the news. These strange
These
ladies, at
strange
the sewing
ladies
machine gave me this idea.
Oh God, holy crap. So what I use this for mostly is holding things that I don't want to put my hand
Mhm.
anywhere by the needles. So, and with that nice and sharp, that is nice and sharp point, you can actually pull fabric a little bit to get coverage. Binding.
I use it for binding.
She
yeah.
uses it for binding.
Pulls the
I
binding over.
now use it for binding because I learned that from her. But
And
you
she's
can.
like getting closer and closer to me.
I got the dull end
She
towards
does
you.
have
It's
the dull
fine.
end,
So the
yeah.
pointy end is right here. I am not trying to hurt Sarah.
Oh, there's a lot of words.
So absolutely, Cheryl, we will set one aside for you. No problem. And Deb, thanks for popping back in. We'll see you next time. So they do not open as my other file.
We'll get so.
We'll figure you out.
Thanks, Diane. Diane says you guys are so fun to watch. My sister is a customer. I live 4 hours away. She passed on the information about the sew along. This has been wonderful. Thank you.
Great.
We're so
We're
excited.
so glad you
to
joined
see
us.
new people. And Janet said, yes, KimberBell is obviously having some issues with the CDs. So if anybody else is having CD issues,
I am sure that
obviously-
they will replace it for you.
Yes.
If you aren't getting a replacement fast enough to suit your needs, come see us.
Yeah.
Just bring us your CD case so that we know you actually purchased the box, and we'll get you the files. No
Right.
problem. We're
Since
more than
we
happy.
bought them. It's not.
We
a
bought them both
dealer
personally,
thing.
so I mean,
Yes.
it's not a shop
shop
thing. That
Yeah.
I bought it. It was sent to my house. Sarah bought it. It was sent to her house, and
Okay.
but we're happy to help you out and get you the files faster if that
Yeah.
becomes a thing.
So D wants a stiletto, and Misty says murder at Laboo's and murder mystery vlog.
you just never know what's
You
gonna
don't.
happen.
Oh, that's hysterical. Okay,
But-
I'm sorry.
What happens
at
at Laboo's
stays
stays
at
at
Laboo's.
Laboo's. So that includes all 48. We
No.
get 50 at one point.
54.
50 of you. So heck
Woohoo.
yeah. All right.
We're easily amused,
Oh, God.
obviously.
Obviously, so are you, because we've been told we're amusing and entertaining. So, obviously. Anyway, so that is the stiletto. We do see a couple of you have commented. Certainly, we'll get those set aside. I ordered 6, so we certainly have more of those here. The other thing that I ordered, because it was the pretty rainbow mist,
This is fantastic.
this is actually a really good tool. And there was somebody actually that came in and was talking about this tool. And it is, of course, not there
Right.
right in the package. So in the package are the actual razor blade attachments. You attach that. It does not come surgically ready to slice off whatever you're aiming that at. So this is the tool itself. You can see it's got an attachment piece there. And there's a little knob that really? So that is, you can see that beautiful metal. That's, even if you don't want to use it, don't you want to just look at it and play with it?
Yeah, I have one
Yeah.
already.
So
yes.
again, I ordered 6 of these, so we do have them here. They do come with the razor blade in the package, and you can of course get replacement blades.
I
as
think
well.
there's more than one. You get 2
I think that
blades.
there's 2 in there.
Yeah.
I took my glasses off, so I can't actually read
I think
any of
there's
that.
2.
But you can also get replacements as well. So, and those so this guy here is $12.99 and the stiletto is $14.99. So that is what we've got for you. So we are all done stitching. We have this beautiful thing, and now it looks like just like we did when we started.
Yes.
So we're gonna
Movie
pop
magic.
an hour later, movie magic.
Yeah, watch. I'll take this off the screen, and then you can bring the other one on.
And so ready? Whoa. There it goes. So this is what you're going to do. So you'll see that I have trimmed the edges. So I just have a little bit of water soluble there, as little as you can really do, but you do not want to clip those satin stitches. So be really careful that you don't do that. And then
Laboo Sewing Center. This is Sarah. How may I help you?
she's on the phone now. So the edges are very important that you try to get as much off as possible. As you do not want to wet this entire project, just get some a warm water drip going. Take your finger and go all the way around, you know, and just keep dipping it in the water stream so it's nice and moist. And as long as the warm water, it should. That is such a weird word. Who made that a weird word?
Moist.
Yeah.
Jean.
Is that who it was?
Mhm.
It's totally Jean's fault. So just go all the way around the project and then pop those holes and you're good to go.
Yeah.
So hopefully you guys have all of the information that you need. We will go through and write down everybody's name that's there in our comments and anybody who sent us a message otherwise. And we will have all 3 this week's names. We will tell you next Tuesday.
Yep, we'll draw them.
So we'll draw something for each time. So being here today gets you in one drawing.
Yeah.
If you want to be in the other ones, you can pop back on the other days and we will do that there. Again, we have to hit 50 each time.
Yeah.
So the drawings, we didn't talk about this, but I'm just going to say only win once.
Yes.
So if we happen to draw your name again,
we'll give it to someone.
we're going to let
move on
someone
to
else
this
have
next person.
something.
Yeah.
And honestly, I don't even know what it's going to be yet, but we have some really cool KimberBell stuff in
We
our
do,
office.
Yes.
They send us fun things when we order from them.
When you spend money,
When you
give
spend money, they
cool
say
things.
thank you.
This is
And they,
a perfect thing to do it with.
absolutely. So thank you guys for joining us. And
can you show the finished project? We can show it up to this point.
up to this point, unfortunately, that's as far as we've gotten.
So you have to take the little eyelet pieces out, the fabric in there. So she recommends that you use fray check or fray stop, which is just
I'm sure you guys are surprised to hear we do have that here.
Yes,
if you would like
don't.
it.
And then what you are going to do is she's got
The fold lines,
the
they're
fold
built in
lines.
for you. So
You
you're
can
going
your
to make a little boat and then you're going to fold in those corners and you're basically going to take the beautiful velveteen ribbon and have the bow on the outside. So you're going to go through the center and come to the out and sew a little bow right there in that corner pocket, and that's going to keep it boat shaped for you so that you have that cute little basket.
So it looks like
that
this.
guy.
Wow,
So you're going to
that's
pinch
really hard.
those other direction. There you go.
There we go.
So it's going.
The camera mirrors us, guys. I wish you
It
could
is so
understand this
hard. It's
struggle
just
is
like
real.
we move something and it goes the wrong direction. So, all right. So thanks again for joining us. We will see you all hopefully on Friday, and we will do the next project, which is, do you remember? Is
The
it the bag?
zippered pouch.
The zippered pouch. So
Yep.
we will show that, and that one's actually probably going to be pretty quick.
Yes.
So I don't know that it will take
the
the
full
full hour,
or
but
hour
we
and
can
10.
of course ramble and say funny things for the other time frame that's necessary.
we have like 48 hours to come up with some new material.
No, you do. I will not be thinking about this tomorrow. I'll be here.
All right,
Not gonna
guys.
do it.
Thank you so much.
All right, bye guys. Thanks
Bye.
for popping in.